we are live. I'd like to start this off with a land introduction, as we're on the unceded territory of the Musqueam, the Tsleil-Waututh, and the Squamish First Nations. Today, my guest is my friend Jake, incredibly talented downhill skateboarder, and one of the only people I know that can actually film people skating while holding a camera. It's a pretty incredible thing. So welcome, Jake.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. I would love to start where you started off. I'm curious how old you were when you started skateboarding.
Pretty sure I was 12 years old, end of grade 7.
End of grade 7. And did you start downhill or doing street skating?
Started cruising around on a pintail, and 2 years later I learned how to slide, and then I just got hooked since then.
Yeah, that's very fair. What other forms of skating do you do? Do you ever mess around with street skating? Do you do any other board sports?
I've tried street skating a couple of times, but really not my vibe.
Yeah?
I just like to go fast.
That's fair enough.
Picked up snowboarding last season, and that's been a really good time.
Yeah?
Yep.
Where have you been snowboarding?
I've now been to all 3 of the local resorts, Cypress, Grouse, and Seymour.
Yeah?
But I think I like Seymour the most, even though I've only been once.
Yeah?
Yep.
Right now I think they have the most reasonable pricing as well. Cypress seems kind of outrageous.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
the touristy mountain, you know. They up their prices for that.
It's very true. And I mean, it is a nice mountain, don't get me wrong. I'm also very curious, what was your Grom scene like? Who did you grow up skating with when you started? Like little progression sessions with friends? What was that like for you?
I was fully self-taught and didn't meet anyone for 4 years of skating.
Really?
Yep.
So you learned how to slide and
Off of YouTube videos.
Really? And
Yep.
you didn't skate with anybody until
No.
4 years.
Mm-hmm.
4 years later. Oh my God. So who did you start skating with? Like when you did meet up with people?
First person I met was Noah Gardner.
Really?
Yep.
Noah.
Yeah, dude, Noah.
Shout out to Noah. That's
Big
great.
shout out to Noah.
Whoa. So how long have you known Noah then? You were
Since 2014.
2014. Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So I guess you two started skating together?
Yep. And then Oliver Lanning was in that crew.
Yeah?
And then a couple other guys, Nate Collins, might know that name.
Nate Collins. I don't think I do, honestly. I don't know. I'm familiar with a lot of people, but not everybody. One thing I'd like to get into before we go in too much, I'd love to talk about gear a little bit and your sponsors as well. So I'm curious, who do you ride for?
I ride for Rain Longboards, Valkyrie Truck Co., Clyde Ride Wheels, Vicious Grip Tape, BTR Leathers, Transcend Pucks, and I think that's it.
It's already a nice list of sponsors for sure.
Yep, shout out to those guys for all the support.
Yeah, it's incredible. So I'm curious. First, I guess we should talk about your deck. You have the Skyline. Is that like a pro model, or I know at least you worked on helping design it, right?
So I designed it, and starting this summer, it will be my pro model.
Yeah.
With an updated version.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
This is going to be the Skyline and then the Jake TM Skyline.
Pretty much. It'll just be the Skyline Jake Pro Edition.
Are you changing it up for your Pro Edition, or is it a different graphic?
It's going to be a custom graphic.
Yeah?
And a new mold.
Okay.
So a little bit less taper on the board. No more drops. It's going to have a steeper street style kicktail.
Yeah.
And just some rocker and 1/2 inch of radial concave.
Cool. Well, keep your eyes posted. One thing I was very curious about as well is your Valkyries. It's the RB2s that you ride. Is that what they call?
They're the Mark IIIs now.
Or the Mark IIIs?
Similar design, just they've got a little bit lighter and they've gotten a little better looking too, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the Valks do look pretty crazy. I did have a question from Aiden, which was how much lube do you need to have zero return to center?
Zero return to center.
Zero. Very little?
Well, probably no lube then.
No lube. No return to center.
Yeah.
Yeah? Fair enough. I mean, I do see you lube up your trucks. Does that make a big difference in keeping them agile and feeling good?
So there's a really big pivot cup in those, or pivot pin, I should say. And it dries out the pivot cup really fast. So you got to keep them lubricated pretty often so that you keep getting return to center.
Okay. So how often would you lube your trucks?
Depends how dirty the skate sessions are. If it's really dusty, dust can get in there and dry out the pivot even quicker.
Yeah.
If it's really clean, maybe once every like 4 to 6 sessions.
Okay.
Not super often.
Yeah, not too crazy, but it's a good thing to keep clean. I mean, it's a nice object as well.
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
Want to
like,
wear them out.
whether you get them for free or not, you might as well keep them clean.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, for sure. Oh, sorry, I'm just sitting on the little headphone connector. One thing I'd love to talk about is your whole stoke about groms. I've always been really amazed at your, I guess, like willingness or excitement to teach people, to help people get into the scene. So I'm curious, where do you see the value in that, in helping people progress and like taking in more newcomers and being like, hey, you need to learn this. It would be awesome if you like got out and then got stoked. I see that a lot in you. So
Yep.
What's your value in that?
I just really like teaching people new stuff, especially things I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
So downhill skateboarding being one of those. And I just want to grow the scene so there's more homies to skate with, you know?
That's very true. It's a lot better than skating with nobody.
Yeah, exactly. And I did that for 4 years. So
Okay.
definitely know what it's like.
Yeah.
And having homies to skate with is fucking dope.
It really is. So I think it's an amazing thing. Thank you, Jake. The other thing that I think would be really cool to know is what media inspired you when you were a Grom? Like what were you into, watching like old videos of Zach Madem or something? You have any idols?
I'd say James Kelly.
James Kelly. Okay.
In particular,
shout out to James.
What was the video? Unbound, I think it was.
Okay.
And then Greener Pastures.
Greener Pastures is a
That
classic.
was probably my most favorite one.
All right. That's cool. So that got you stoked as a Grom Jake. You're
Yep.
like, Greener Pastures, let's go skateboard. That's cool.
Also Laguna Beach. Liam Morgan, of course. Huge fanboy over here.
Yeah?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
That kind of sucks.
Thank God. I was scared for a second. All right. I do have another really important question, and this is something I've known you to be relatively famous for. But how many times have you fallen?
I'm famous for falling?
No, not falling.
Oh. I don't know. Not too many.
Not too many.
Never broken a bone in the 11 years I've been skating.
Yeah.
And probably only a handful of times, like maybe 20 to 30 bad falls.
Really?
Just road rash.
Crazy. I can only think of 2. I've only heard of you falling over twice, so hearing a number like 30 really surprises me.
Grom years, you know?
Oh, that's true. You got to learn.
Exactly.
You got to learn.
No, I probably take maybe 5 slams a year in the last few years.
Yeah?
Some of them aren't even bad though. It's just like some elbow road rash and stuff.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's part of the game. You definitely get scarred up. I've gotten my fair share, but I think that's just inexperience on a mountain and a skateboard, for sure. The other thing, not the other thing. There's many other things. One thing I am always trying to learn about from people is how their abilities of being active can affect their mental health. So I at least personally find a big correlation between my ability to be active and how well I feel in myself just generally. So I'm curious if you have something similar with skateboarding. Do you feel like you need to get out and be active or find things to do if you can't skateboard?
I don't know. For many years, if I couldn't skateboard, I would just watch skateboard videos.
Yeah.
That would kind of do it for me.
Okay.
Just very obsessed with skating. Still am.
Yeah, I mean it's an amazing thing. It's a cool thing to do. Really is. Is that your answer? You just stay stoked?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just always stoked. I don't know.
All right.
I feel like skating definitely does help my mental health though quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like I skate almost every day. So it's like if I didn't have skateboarding, I don't really know what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
My mental health probably wouldn't be as good.
That's fair. That is also a question I have. You did skip to it a little bit early, but I am really curious what the heck you'd be doing if you weren't skateboarding. Do you have any idea where you'd be?
No idea. Wouldn't be doing videos, that's for sure, because the skateboarding got me into it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what I'd be doing.
Whoa.
Probably just living on the island with my parents, doing absolutely nothing.
The island. Is that where you're from? Vancouver
No,
Island?
From here, but parents moved to Gabriola Island a
Gabriola.
couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful place.
it is a beautiful place.
Really, but not too much going on.
No,
It's a bit of an island.
and the pavement sucks.
Does it?
Oh yeah.
Ah, that's unfortunate. It's been a very long time since I've been, so I definitely wouldn't remember the pavement quality. So when you were starting, you had these 4 years of skating without anyone really. What did your progression look like? Like, was it mostly just cruising around and learning how to slide, and then it took off once you started skating with people, or
Pretty much, yeah. Continue.
were you confident skating before you started with other people, or was that really what took it off to like another level?
I could already freeride pretty well. Well, kind of. First 2 years were just cruising to school on my huge pintail.
Classic.
Yep. And then 2012, I think in May, I was like, I'm learning how to slide. So I did that. First slide was a toe side stand up.
Yeah.
Fully skipped glove downs because free riding was cool. Glove downs weren't, you know?
Wait, your first slide was a toe side stand up?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, that's don't worry about it. I think it'll be all right. It might just fall. For those of you who can't see, my light just fell a little bit. One of many. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Yeah, so I learned toe side stand ups and then actually sprayed my back alley with garden hose to make it wet so I could learn it easier.
Yeah?
I had to do that every 15 minutes because it would dry up in the June heat.
Really?
Yeah.
And you found learning slides in the wet to be easier than on the dry concrete as a beginner.
Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing, so I just huck and pray, right?
That's very fair. And I'd imagine you don't have or you didn't know about all the good gear like cheaty wheels
No.
and stuff. So
I mean, back then I was riding a drop deck with 180 mil trucks and some really grabby wheels.
yeah, so the rain would definitely help.
Oh yeah.
Or the hose water.
Yeah, it was funny though. So I learned the toe side stand up. Once I got okay at those, I was like, okay, it's time for heel sides now. And then I forgot toe sides, and then I forgot heel sides, and it was a year and a half of just going between the two and forgetting them.
Yeah?
And then eventually I was like, I need to just do both at the same time.
It's good to
then
get them both.
That's when the progression started.
Okay. So you learned glove downs more out of necessity to do like downhill, whereas your original passion was like free
Yes,
riding.
and it still is.
Okay.
Actually, Oliver forced me to learn glove downs one year. I think it was 2015 or 16.
Yeah?
Like pretty late.
Okay.
And
So
he
you
just wanted me to go fast in the BPs and stuff. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll learn the not cool slide.
uncool putting your hand down.
Yeah, it's not cool at all.
Yeah, I mean, come on. What are you doing if you need gloves to slide?
Yeah, exactly. You clearly can't skate.
Yeah. Shout out to Haz. Also me, I can't skate stand up, but I am wondering. This is also something I've asked all the skateboarding people. What part of downhill skateboarding do you love? Like, there's so many aspects to it. There's the community, the sport itself, like the feeling of going fast and the control, and then I guess all these other factors that go along with it. So like, if you had to pick one part of downhill that's like really it for you, what do you think it would be?
It's a good question. I would say probably the flow of just like going fast and like on slidey wheels, just sliding everywhere, like schlubbing, you know?
Big schlubs?
Yeah, big schlubs.
All right. So the feeling, and is that with the control as well? Like sliding
control,
and being like,
exactly.
I'm in control right now. Because I've slid around a lot not in control, and that's scary. Mm-hmm. But I think once you feel good about it, it might actually be fun.
It's incredible.
All right. That's cool. Okay. I'm curious as to what you were like as a young kid. What was little Jake like? And I mean also I should have told you this before we started, but you're more than welcome to skip any question I have. And if you don't want to talk about anything, you don't have to. I'm just curious. Just a curious person.
I'll probably answer them all.
Okay. Well, I'm curious as to what you were like as a young kid, and kind of like temperaments or like anything that would make you end up where you are now. Like, was that an unexpected path for you to end up a skateboarder, filming videos and stuff?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah?
I was just a weird kid.
Weird kid.
Super immature, super insecure, just like a full weirdo.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think most kids are. I don't know how many normal kids there are.
I mean, fair.
But it is amazing that you blossomed so well through skateboarding.
Definitely helped.
Yeah, it's cool. Weird young Jake. I like that. I do have one more slight question. It's a bit out there, but I would love to get your input on this. I would say you're a bit of a polarizing figure in this scene, and I'm curious how you deal with other people's opinions. I'm sure you've heard lots of good and lots of bad, and can you use it to fuel you and help you grow as a skater, or does it affect you negatively? Can you just ignore it? Like, how does people's criticisms and opinions affect you?
It's definitely been hard to ignore because not good at like just ignoring what people think. Pretty insecure that way.
Yeah.
But it's definitely helped me grow as a person. Just like dealing with all the negative talk, especially the cancel culture from some shitty things that I've done.
Yeah, I mean, everybody makes mistakes. I'm not here to throw shade or talk controversy, but I'm just curious as to how you've grown from it.
Just I don't know, just become a little more mature from it. Like,
That's cool. And would you say you've learned any lessons?
yeah, I've learned a few for sure.
That's good. It's always good to learn from your mistakes. That's one thing I've learned recently. If you don't make mistakes, you don't learn at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta fail fast and fail often.
Yep, that's something skateboarding will teach you.
Yeah, that's very true.
You know?
You do fall quite a bit. You do gotta learn. I don't know. It's kind of cool to me, at least. For the longest time, you've been like this mythical figure that has never really fallen much. So,
Nope, I fall.
yeah, crazy. Couldn't believe it. You heard it here first. No, I'm joking. I want to step out of skateboarding at least for a little bit and talk about video making. So for those of you that don't know, I'm really curious. How do you like actually film your videos? Like, what's the process of it?
It's hard working with skaters, so I kind of just film the dope shit that they do
Yeah.
and try to make it look as cool as possible. Then make it look good in the editing room.
All right.
Pretty much it for most videos.
That's fair. I you did again skip ahead to another question I had written, but I'm very curious as to is there anyone in particular who you mesh with really well to skateboard? Like, skateboarders are some of the most difficult people to wrangle. Downhill people can be quite a handful.
Oh my god.
So I'm just wondering, is there anyone that meshes with well? Like when they're filming with you, they're like on time and really tuned in and they do everything right, or is everyone kind of all over the place?
Yeah, I've got a few.
Yeah?
That definitely fit that category.
Okay.
Tyler Gillingham for sure.
All right.
Nick Perigo.
All right.
Diane.
Dizzy?
Yeah, Dizzy.
All right.
And Oliver.
Shout out to Oliver. Love that guy. Very cool. All right. So that's to say a lot of other people might be a bit all over the place.
There's definitely more. If I missed your name, don't feel offended. There's plenty of people that I film very well with, but there's too many to name. So
that is true. Quite a few people. One thing I am quite curious about is how long does it take to edit a video? Would you say like if you're making like a 3-minute video, say how many hours do you expect to put into that 3 minutes?
Well, I've got a nickname from a lot of people I film with called Same Day Edits.
Same day edits?
Yep. So for me, it's pretty easy to just put together an edit, but that's just, cutting up the clips to the music and making it look good and then posting it, right?
Yeah.
To make a actual quality video with like proper storyline and like all the other stuff definitely takes longer. It can be anywhere from like a couple days to a couple weeks.
That's fair, and I guess that would involve like the whole planning process if you're doing a storyline instead of just an edit. Mm-hmm. I am also wondering, do you have a favorite edit? I was hoping for 2 different categories: a favorite edit that you've made and a favorite edit that you haven't made.
Favorite edit I've made? I don't know, because I still am like waiting to make that edit that like I'm fully satisfied with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess we often are our harshest critics, so
Always.
I would imagine you can always see the little faults that no one else sees. So fair enough that you haven't made your favorite video yet, but do you have one from other people? Any other media out there that you're like, I really like that?
Oh man, too many to count.
Yeah?
I don't know if I could choose one particular video that's my favorite.
Could you name off 2 or 3?
Yeah. I'd say James Kelly Burn It Down was one of them.
Okay.
Probably, what was the other one? As a category, the Prism Faces videos.
Prism Faces. Oh, those are really cool.
Super good videos.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Sunny Side Up by Loaded from like way back.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Ethan Koshard and Kyle Chen just shredding SF.
I'd have to check it out.
Super good video.
All right, I'll take that recommendation. I'm curious for your filming. What camera do you use?
I use a Sony A6300.
A6300.
But soon I'll be upgrading to a Sony A7S3.
S3.
Yeah.
Wow.
To get a lot better quality in my videos.
Those are wild cameras. The S3s are insane. Do you have any favorite lenses or focal lengths for shooting skateboarding?
I recently picked up a 9mm for my A6300.
Yeah?
That's pretty cool.
So
It's a zero distortion 9mm, so there's no fisheye effect.
whoa, that's crazy.
So it looks super fast. I don't have to like de-fisheye it to make it look good.
Yeah, and I guess this was something I was wondering about. But do you find the shorter focal lengths, so like wider lens angles, make better skate footage?
It really depends.
Yeah.
Makes it look faster and gnarlier, but you can also use a zoom lens or something not as wide to get really cool shots. So it really depends on your vision, let's just say.
That's true. I guess it depends on the context, because if you're far away, you don't want to be shooting with a 9mm lens.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're right next to someone, you don't want to be shooting with like a longer lens.
Pretty much, for the most part.
And that's true. So with a 9mm lens, if you're holding your camera, how close can you get to someone and film them, dude?
Like to keep them fully in the shot?
Yeah.
Probably like twice this distance right here. Like
So-
pretty close.
Just over a meter or a bit.
Yeah.
So you could be like right next to someone and film them, and you get a full shot of it.
Pretty much. That's what I have to do filming onboard follow shots.
Yeah.
I have to be super close.
Yeah. It seems like a crazy thing to do, holding the camera and a gimbal as well,
Yeah.
right? While skateboarding. So one thing I was wondering is, do you do glove downs primarily when you're filming, or are
Mostly, yeah.
is it just more secure? You
Yeah.
don't want to mess
But
around
then
too
at
much.
the same time, you have to switch hands.
That's
So
true.
recently I've started doing a lot of follow runs where I just hold it in my right hand, do stand-up heel sides, and then glove down toe sides, so I don't need to switch hands.
Yeah, and that feels good for you.
Depends on the run. If it's fast, I'll switch hands and do glove down both ways.
Okay, then.
Stuff like Bowen, though,
Yeah.
the blacktop hill there, I'll do stand-up heels and then glove down toes.
The blacktop, as in the road that goes down to the water.
Yes.
Okay. I actually, funny enough, I also had questions about that. But let's try and just go down the progression I have going. One thing I have a question about also, this is for my own personal interest, is have you had any experience filming with like those C-shaped mounts for cameras? So instead of a gimbal, just like it's a C, you hold the top and the camera sits in the
Yeah,
bottom of the
scorpion
frame.
mounts. I've used those a tiny bit way back in the day before I had good gear, but not anymore really.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure it out to make my own little handheld camera setup. Did it help a lot with the vibration and the shaking, or is the gimbal, do you think, the way to go?
Gimbal's the way to go if you have the money, and they're getting cheap too.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're very affordable now. Like you can find a good gimbal for a small mirrorless camera for I'd say $300, maybe even less, $300 or
Really?
less. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it would be a lot more than that.
Used to be.
That's
Even
true.
2 years ago, it was like $600 or $700 for anything decent.
Yeah, actually, that's really cool. It's gone down. Maybe you'll see some smooth videos from me one day.
Oh, that'll happen.
We'll have to see. I've also been wondering, how long have you been making videos for? Like, how long have you been partaking in that whole process?
I think 2014 I started.
2014.
Got a GoPro to film myself and just,
So this was
record my progression.
before you started with people.
It was about the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
2014. So just as you started skating with Noah and some other people. That's pretty cool. And the GoPro, I guess, serves you well, but do you find a big difference between the GoPro and the camera footage, like the mirrorless camera footage?
If it's a wide angle shot from the mirrorless, not really.
Yeah?
At least nowadays, GoPros have gotten really good.
Okay. So the wide angle GoPros seems like a pretty good move then.
It is, because you don't even need a gimbal.
Yeah,
It's so stabilized already, you just put it on a pole and film, or your helmet.
Yeah, I've seen lots of helmet, even pull cam footage from you and some friends.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
You just got to know how to color grade the footage, and if you want it to look extra good, you need to defisheye it in After Effects.
Yeah?
Not in Premiere or any other like built-in plugin to defisheye GoPro.
It has to be After Effects?
Well, manually, basically. What it does is it stretches the edges and pushes the center in and makes it look as fast as possible.
Okay. And Premiere or other softwares don't do it the same way?
Yeah, they just have plugins that do it, but don't, stretch the image in a good-looking way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea there was a difference, though I haven't really tried to defisheye things, so I don't know why I would know. One thing I'm curious to hear your opinion on is what do you think makes a good edit? Like, what are you striving for when you're filming someone?
Well, a good edit, something someone's going to watch all the way through. You need to keep people entertained.
Yeah, you need the viewer retention.
Yeah, which is very short these days, especially with social media and reels being so quick.
Yeah, that's one thing. I feel kind of out here making like hour-long videos. But
I feel like over a certain length, people are more inclined to watch the whole thing. Like they'll see an hour-long video, and if they actually want to watch an hour of, footage,
that's
they're going to be more likely to watch more of it just because they already know how long it is.
Yeah. I guess with a 3-minute video, if you're bored a minute in, you're not going to spend 2 minutes
Exactly. You're just going to
watching
skip to the next one because it's like, why waste 2 more minutes if you're already bored?
Yeah, that's true. So I guess it's all about the retention time.
Yeah.
Do you have any retention time tips?
Make sure the first few seconds are really entertaining. Like catch the viewer's attention right away.
Okay, so edit in like a bit of the action at the start, even like before B-roll or something, just to make it.
Yeah, you could even like throw in a quick like few cuts of really dope clips and then just cut to the B-roll.
Okay.
Not something you'd always do, but you can play around with it like that. Like kind of throw in really good clips just to catch people's attention right away.
Yeah, make it a bit more grabbing on the get-go.
It's like put a little trailer in for the edit before it actually starts in a way,
Yeah, it's like an intro to an essay or whatever. You want people to know what they're about to dig into.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. That's a good little tip actually. I really want to branch out and make not podcasts soon, so it would be I'm picking your brain a bit.
Well, come film me.
Yeah, actually that would be fun.
Do it, man. I'm down.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
That sounds like fun. Keep your eyes peeled. We'll make it happen someday. I want to change gears yet again. One thing I've been wondering about has been the Stoop life.
Oh yeah.
Stoop life seems really interesting, but just to start, for people who don't know, do you think you could describe what a stoop is?
It's a skate house where a bunch of skaters live, and it's always open to travelers. So stoops have a traveler's room basically, and it's where travelers will come when they're going to skate events, and they'll just crash at the stoop.
Yeah,
it's basically just a party all the time. It's really good.
It seems like quite a vibe for sure. Shout out to Finn, who I think stayed in the stoop before the one you were at when he first came here.
Same stoop.
Same? Yeah.
Stoop 3.0.
3.0. Shout out. There's an episode. I can pin it somewhere, I think. I don't know how that works. But is there a messiest stoop mate? Like out of all the people you've lived with, is there one person in particular who's just really messy?
Damn, there's a lot. Especially at Stoop 3.0.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. There's
Messy
basically
people.
like we could clean the house, like, and then within a day or two the garbage pile in the kitchen would be like 2 feet high again.
Wait, the nondescript pile?
It's just a pile of garbage, like cans, takeout, all that kind of stuff. Just super big after even a day or two.
All right. You know what? I do believe it.
That's what living with 20 people is like.
Yeah. And I guess the opposite of that. Is there any super chill, not messy stoop people? Has there been anyone that's just like really neat, cleaning all the time, doing more than they need to?
That would be Bobby.
Bobby?
Yep.
Bobby Bagel?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Bobby.
Big shout out to Bobby.
Thanks for holding it down. It's a good thing to do, especially with all these messy people, hey?
Yep.
I guess. I don't know if I have any other stoop questions. Stoop life seems interesting though. Seems like quite the vibe with all the friends and the coming and going of people.
Yep. It's definitely not for everyone, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'd imagine you miss out on a bit of privacy with all those people
That's
around.
the main thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. But I don't know. I've only been to the one you're at right now once, and it seemed
That's not even a stoop, dude.
No.
No, that's just a house with a few homies.
So where does so I guess the line crosses from house with homies to stoop when there's the spare room and all the people, like even more
Pretty
people?
much, yeah.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
I'd say like at least 5 people. Doesn't really have to be a certain number, but there needs to be that traveler room.
Okay, that makes sense because
Yeah.
there's all that free spirit of like coming and going on
Yeah.
trips and stuff. Speaking of skate trips, what trips have you taken to skate?
Lots of trips within BC, like Giant's Head, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But been outside of Canada once, down to Tepe and Tacos,
Yeah,
and skated a bunch of Californian roads down there.
that's really cool.
That was definitely the best trip I've gone on.
Yeah, better than the Giant's Head.
Yeah, just because it's California.
That's
know?
true. Got to hang out with Kevin. You said hi to Kevin. Maybe not. But Tepe seems like a wild time. I don't know if I know it particularly well, but from what I understand, it's a free ride event.
Yeah,
So it's just an open road, and you get shuttles up it. Basically,
pretty much, yeah.
that's pretty incredible.
Very fun road. It's just banks everywhere, like lots of kinks. It's just constant like turning, and I don't know, it's super good.
Cool. Yeah.
If you haven't been to Tepe, you should definitely go.
All right. I would definitely be curious to check it out someday. That's one thing actually. Finn mentioned skating between California and here is that the roads tend to be a lot more banked there.
Yeah.
Just because it's more like open roads between cities, I guess. So you get less sliding, more like cornering downhill feel,
Yeah,
right?
like the way they're built is they're often built through canyons,
Yeah.
different than here. So
get-
that's why they have a lot of banks, I would say.
Okay.
Could be wrong, but I think that makes sense.
Yeah, and the canyon roads must be crazy because you're going on like a cliffside, basically, right down the side of a cliff. That's pretty wild. Other than Tepe, how have your Giants Heads been? How many Giants Heads have you been to?
I've been to every event since 2015.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I've been to Giant's Head just to go skate it probably 6 or 7 times now, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. So, I guess two questions. Out of all the Giants Heads you've been at, which has been your favorite year? Do you have a favorite year?
Probably 2019.
The one with the chips?
Yeah.
Infamous chip here.
That was so much fun.
That really does sound like a lot of fun. Did I guess I gotta ask? Did you place any bets? Did you make any chips or give people chips for anything crazy? Do you?
No, I was just watching the mayhem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole wheel core and like Cole trying to get chips and
The one-legged man versus the naked guy fight too.
who won that?
Aaron Thomas, the one-leg man.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
How did he win? How? How do you beat someone with no clothes on when you only have one leg?
The power of death metal.
Is that an actual answer?
No.
Okay.
That's just Aaron Thomas. If you know him, he likes his death metal and shit.
All right. I don't know Aaron, honestly, so I wouldn't know. But death metal is pretty cool. I do like me some death metal. That's a fair favorite Giants Head. And I guess the other question I had about it is between traveling to go skate it just to skate it and going to it as an event, is it different? Like, obviously the vibes are different with the people, but I'd imagine there's a different feel skating the road with like people throwing shit at you and gravel corners and the whole mayhem versus just like with a few buddies and you're skating the road to do laps.
Yeah, like the event, you go for the party.
Yeah?
Whereas when you go just to skate it, you're just going to skate a good road, you know?
Yeah. That's fair. I guess it does seem like just one big party.
Yeah, it is. Whether you're on the hill or at the campsite, it's all a big party.
Yeah. And do they throw a race for it? Like, is there a winner of Giants Head?
Yep. On day 3, there's a little race in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
It's like free to go into it. You don't need to like pay extra to race it. You just say your race and then you go up and race.
Say your race, go up and race. That's cool. Do you race much?
Fuck no.
No?
I hate racing.
Really?
I love watching it, but I hate doing it. Unless it's time trials.
Okay, that's fair. Why is that?
I don't like getting taken out. This whole falling thing that we were talking about earlier, I don't fall often,
Yep.
and I don't like falling.
Yes.
And so when some kook who can't take a corner well takes me out, I'm not going to be happy.
That's very fair. Having people take you out is never fun.
Nope.
And unfortunately in racing, it happens quite a bit, doesn't it?
Yep, that's one of the reasons I don't do it.
That's very fair. But I guess...
Also, I don't know. I don't like the competition too much.
Yeah?
I get too competitive.
Oh, so it's not like you're not a fan of the competition, but you got too into it.
Yeah, and then I can usually get like, I might start being a dick to people.
Get a little heated.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's the whole point of competitions, isn't it? You're there to win.
Yeah. I mean, fair. I just don't like being a dick for no reason, just because I'm a competitive fuck, you know?
All right, that's a fair answer. At least there's self-awareness to it, right? Like you know that you're gonna act in a way that you might not enjoy, so you'd rather just like avoid it.
Pretty much.
Which is fair. I mean, there's all sorts of other negatives, obviously, having other people hurt you. But I mean, the whole energy of racing, at least to me, seems really cool when you're in control with all those people and trying to like squeeze a line through.
Yeah.
It seems cool, like a really difficult, more like technical way of skating. But I don't know.
I do like racing my friends down the BPs though. Just like
Yeah.
the unspoken race. Like no one says we're racing, but we just end up racing anyways.
Well, you're all rolling down the hill.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you get really close when you skate with friends?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll bump people mid-slide.
Bump people mid slide.
Yep.
Wow.
It's happened a few times.
And for those who may not know, what do you mean when you say bump?
You push someone. You physically bump them.
It's pretty funny. And it's amazing if you get people on a line, you can train it, right?
Yep.
So you get more speed. Do you ever train runs down the British properties?
Yep.
Yeah?
Particular kill stream runs.
Kill
Lots
stream.
of long straights. You just draft train down them.
Whoa! How fast do you think you go on a draft train versus just like on your own? Is there a big difference?
Not a huge difference. Maybe an extra 5-10 kilometers an hour.
Yeah. Okay. That's still an amount of speed for sure. Do you have any favorite spots to skate? Is there anywhere in particular that's like, oh, I would really want to skate there?
Places I've skated would be Bowen.
Bowen. All right.
One down to the water.
That's so good.
And then Giant's Head, of course.
Yeah.
And not supposed to say the name because it's a pretty hidden gem that not many people should know about, but there's this mountain on the edge of the Rockies.
The edge of the Rockies. Okay.
Yeah, somewhere between the Okanagan and Alberta. Very tall mountain, 25 kilometers of blacktop and speeds of 100 kilometers an hour.
Wow.
And an elevation drop of over a kilometer.
That's quite the run.
Yeah, but I'm not going to spoil the name, so
All right.
all you kooks don't get to know.
Can't be spilling too many secrets. Are you the one that found the road on Bowen?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm curious. Are there any other roads that you found locally that like people didn't know about until you were just like, let's skate that?
There might have been like one or two,
Yeah.
maybe.
I mean, Bowen seems like such an incredible find.
Yeah, it was.
True.
For the first like 2 or 3 years, there was nothing there, no houses. It was just a road.
Yeah.
And we could have parties all night long and no one would complain.
That's true.
And there was a chain gate at the top of the hill, so it was a closed road for like 2 or 3 years.
Wait, really?
Yep.
So you just like go under the chain and be like, all right, skate
Yeah.
that.
And the nice thing was, the only thing holding the chain up was a kingpin and a nut.
Yeah.
So we just would undo it, drive our cars down, park them on the hill, and then
Like-
put the chain back up.
And it's the same
And-
size as skate hardware.
No, but it was super loose. There was no thread locker, so we just unscrewed it with our hand.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
It's not like the municipality hardware that is
No.
Skate Tool.
Man, speaking of that, I've got a couple signs.
Yeah, me too, eh?
From where?
I don't know if I should say this,
Okay, yeah, same.
but
Something that says boarding prohibited, let's say.
let's say I have that in my basement too.
Nice.
Very classic. Anyway,
3.
3.
Yep.
God damn. I
On
only
one of them, I took the red circle off and the prohibited, so it just says boarding on all roads.
boarding on all roads. That's so
Yeah.
good. I have you can drink liquor at this hour sign.
Oh, nice.
I'll show you. But anyway, that's besides the point. One thing I am curious about, and I don't know if it was you that came up with this, but what is Jake Maps?
You mean J-Maps?
J Maps?
So the nickname came from me knowing all the runs before I skated them.
Yeah.
In the time where I started skating with people, there was a lot of you can't skate here energy if you're not good enough,
Yeah.
especially with the British properties.
Okay.
And I knew every run there just from Google Maps and videos. And I also would find the most random hills in the middle of buttfuck nowhere just on Google Maps. So people just started calling me J Maps because I use G Maps all the time to find spots.
Okay. That's cool. So you knew the runs before you did them.
Yeah.
Were you one of those people that would like piece it together from road signs and edits and then go on Google Maps and be like, this is where they're going?
Yep.
Yeah? Cool. I guess that is one thing that you can really do if you just spend the time. You can figure out all the runs, even though they're supposed to be secret Nebraska.
Exactly.
you can really figure it
The
out.
first day I got brought up there, it was snowing at the top because the guys bringing me wanted to bring me, but they didn't want anyone else to be there because they didn't want to get shit on.
Yeah?
So they brought me on a snowy day, and since I knew the run, I just pushed out in front, and they were like, where the fuck's he going? He doesn't know where to go. And I just take all the right corners ahead of them for the whole thing, and they're like, what the fuck?
That must have been such a strange moment for
It was really funny.
two experienced skateboarders or whatever to bring you out and just have you know the run. So you pushed out and you were just in front the whole time.
Yeah.
That must have been so funny for them. I couldn't even imagine. God damn. Huh. So I guess the other thing you just mentioned is that the attitude towards bringing in skateboarders has changed a lot. And I'm curious as to how you've seen that changed in your time in the scene, like from I guess 2014, from when you started skating with people onwards. How have you seen the scene change? Like, has it become more inclusive? Have there been like a big boom?
So what happened was the big boom died off, the 2012 boom, and then pretty much for about 2017, that whole year, me and Nick were the only people skating regularly in Vancouver.
Wow, so the scene was really small.
Super small. Like, there was others that stuck around, like the Homies crew, Oliver, Ty, Clayton, that group.
Yeah.
But me and Nick were the only two skating regularly, from what I know.
Wow.
And so there was this desire to have more people to skate with. And so that exclusiveness just went out the window.
Yeah.
And then I'd say 2019, people actually started to show up again. That's when
2019?
Sam got introduced to the whole scene, I would say, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I
He
think
already knew some of the scene, but I think 2019 is when, like...
he really broke out and shown.
Yeah. So, like, I started bringing all those guys out, the people who are now Void Incorporated.
Yeah.
Started bringing them out to sessions more, and pretty much formed a big group of people that then split off into a couple groups, but it's just how she goes.
Totally. Would that big group originally have been Team Domers?
Yes.
Okay. So the Team Domers, yeah, that all broke apart into a bunch of other things.
Yep.
But no, it's amazing to see. On the mention of Sam Sidorchuk, shout out to that guy. I really like that guy. Little cue card. I think I can queue up again. I don't know. Hopefully it works. I might just be pointing to the wrong corner. But what was I gonna say? Right, yeah. So like I remember skating with him before 2019, and that was like pre he could stand up heel toe side, and like he was still dialing in his glove downs. But as soon as he started skating with you and Aiden and Finn up in the BPs, it was over.
Yeah. Everyone started to get really good.
It's incredible.
Especially this one kid named Lassie.
Yeah, shout out.
Big shout out. And also rest in peace his downhill career.
Rest in peace. One day king. But no, so actually I guess if you were okay with talking about it, kind of what happened with Lassie.
He got, I think there's a few things. I think he got a little bit too good too quickly.
He got insane.
It was fucked. He was as fast as me after a year and a half, and I was 10 years in.
It's pretty incredible. And now he just street skates, right?
Yeah. So I think what happened is, like I said, he got too good too quick, and then the stoke of like progressing and learning kind of died off. And then he's picked up street skating because he kept progressing with it. That kind of took over his stoke, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the one thing I won't mention names for, but there was two people in the skateboard scene who did something really bad towards Lassie. I'm not going to touch on it, but that was what made him fully quit.
Okay.
That was in November 2020.
Yeah, and that is one thing. There's lots of very inclusive people, but there's also some sus people as well.
Yep.
So always got to take it take it as it is, I guess. But for Lassie, it has been really cool to see his street skating.
He's been getting really good.
He's been getting insane.
I've seen him do like almost 10 stairs now.
It's ridiculous.
Tray
He's what, like
flips.
13?
14, I'd
14.
say.
It's ridiculous.
Maybe even 15. I don't know.
Young blood, absolutely killing it. It's really cool to see.
Speaking of young blood, we've got another shredder in downhill now named Mateo.
Yeah, and
Who's on the come up.
Miles as well.
Miles too, yep.
Miles is incredible. Mateo is the CEO of Groms, right?
I like that. That's good.
CEO. But Miles, I actually know Miles from high school. He's my good friend Elliot's little brother. So I've known Miles for a hot minute, and he's always been amazing, really, really, really smart. And I just remember him making skateboards in our woodworking class in high school.
He makes some good stuff.
They're incredible. He's like homemade holotech.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty sweet.
It's really sweet. So shout out to Miles. You're doing amazing things. So we're actually almost to the end of the questions I prepared. I'm really wondering, for anyone out there that's looking to get started, what advice would you give to someone who's interested in the sport or has just picked it up and is stoked on doing it? For a beginner, what would you say you should be doing? What should you be focusing on?
Find your local Facebook groups for for longboarding. Join them and then hit people up to go on a session. If you've got a local shop, go there and say you're new and see if there's any sessions they hold.
Yeah.
For here, we've got Flat Spot.
Shout out to Flat Spot.
Great shop. Definitely go there if you're new in Vancouver.
Flat Spot. Support.
And then other than that, yeah, just meet up with new people.
Yeah.
Get introduced to the scene, and people are really friendly here, so they'll show you the ropes and bring you out to sessions.
That is very true. We have one of the most welcoming skate scenes. I guess for downhill that I've seen. I haven't seen any other skate scenes, so I'm a little biased, but people have been so nice here.
Vancouver's pretty good.
It's really incredible. I gotta say, truly impressed. And the other thing, I was wondering, any advice for people who are looking to make videos? Like, this is honestly more for me because I just want to start making videos. I don't know where to start.
Just go out and create more, dude. That's all it is.
Just do it.
Basically, there's this saying: learn, make, repeat.
Yeah, learn, make, repeat.
You learn something new about filming or editing, you go and make that new thing, and then you repeat that process. You just learn and make all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good way of doing it.
You can learn new things just from going out and shooting too. So just always go out and shoot. If you got an idea brewing in your head, just go do it.
Okay. I've definitely got some ideas. One thing I think that would be hilarious. Do you know Channel 5 News with Andrew Cullingham?
I don't think I know it.
He's the guy that goes around to the States and he'll go to like crazy events with people and just hold a microphone. Like he wears a suit and he'll go up to people and he'll ask them like a really silly question.
Is that the guy from All Gas No Brakes?
Yeah, All Gas No Brakes. So basically, I was thinking I could do a Vancouver ripoff of that, where I just go to like Canucks games or events or like New Year's or 420 or whatever, and just show up in a suit with a microphone, have a buddy film me, and just talk to people.
That would be really funny. I think you should.
I think that would be so funny, especially just because people here are so crazy. Mm-hmm. Got a wild group of people here in Vancouver.
Have to go to Danger Bay next time it happens, and it's not just like a
oh my god
draw.
Yeah. Danger Bay would be incredible. People would love that. I mean, I would love that.
Everyone would.
Yeah, no. So you know what? That's a good idea. Keep your eyes posted. Maybe one day there'll be content. God only knows. I guess the last thing I was wondering about was editing more complex things. Like I don't know. At least to me, I've always had the impression that editing a video would be a very like time-consuming process, and the meager amount of video editing I have done for these podcasts has been not too time-consuming. But I'm curious, how do you go about doing something more complex? Like, what does your process look like? Do you structure your videos to music, or I don't know. I'm just curious. How do you edit more complex things?
Usually I start by just like cutting it to the music and then play it over once I've put all the clips in, and then from there I just rearrange clips and like cut on different beats and stuff just to like make it look as good as it can.
Yeah,
that's at least for like just that section of the editing.
Okay, so I guess it would start with the song would be like the backbone to
Yeah,
the video,
pretty much.
and
Like,
that structures out where the clips go.
usually what I'll do is I'll hear a song and then think I could make a good video to that. And then I'll start planning based on that song, like where to shoot, what kind of clips, which rider,
Yeah.
and then pretty much go from there. But a lot of the time with skate videos, since skaters are hard to work with, usually doesn't go according to plan. So I just end up going out and filming dope stuff and then making an edit later on,
Okay.
which usually doesn't have the song that I originally planned.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, sometimes you'll find something else. You'll have all this footage and be like, "Oh, this is such a perfect fit for
Exactly, that happens a lot.
it." Okay, I'm quite curious now. There's one edit in particular that you've made that I really like. The Who That Boy Alex Charleston
Oh,
edit.
yeah.
It's one of my
Classic edit right
favorites.
there.
One of my favorites. I was wondering for that one, was that one that you knew the song and you were like, it would be really sick to film Alex to this, or were you just filming it and that happened?
So Alex actually had the idea for that song.
Yeah.
Alex is someone I like filming with a lot because me and him have like really creative ideas together, and we'll usually come up with stuff like that
Okay.
we wouldn't have thought of on our own, but together we come up with these ideas.
All right. So that was a bit of a joint effort.
Yeah.
For the creative process. Okay. Are there any videos or any that you could give an example of that you've made to be based around the song? Like what videos have you made recently that was like you heard a song and you were like, I like that, and then it became a video?
The 3-part series I did for Rain called Slope.
Yeah, those were really cool.
So I had the songs planned out before I started editing
Okay.
because I wanted to use like nostalgic songs from the golden era.
Yeah.
Like I'm God in the Salt Spring part.
Okay.
If you know the Loaded Tesseract video from way back, that's the song they used, and it's like a banger from back then, you know.
Okay.
Same with Foster the People
Foster.
and Tame Impala and all that other stuff I use. So yeah, it's
All right. I mean, I love me some Tame Impala.
always.
So classic. Yeah, I guess I'm now kind of curious. I don't have any questions written about this, but I would love to dig into music a little bit. I think music is really interesting, and I mean, I've seen a lot of your videos. They use more like indie rock kind of music. Do you have a wide array of genres you like listening to, or are you more into your own like lane of music?
I listen to pretty much everything.
Yeah, pretty much everything.
Yeah, there's some country in there. There's classic rock. There's EDM. There's pop. There's indie. There's everything.
Okay.
Rap even.
Is there any music that you would make an edit, or any any music you'd make an edit to that people wouldn't expect? Like, is there any music that's like really banging for you, but like no one would expect a
I'd say
skateboarding video to?
Southern rock.
Southern rock. Do you have any favorite Southern rock bands?
Yep. Alabama.
Alabama?
You know Dixieland Delight, that song.
No.
If
Dixie.
you've seen Chase Hiller's Chasing Pavements, it's in there.
Oh, then I probably know it.
Yeah.
I don't usually remember songs from
Another
videos.
good one, Creedence Clearwater Revival. That's a great band.
They're quite well known because I know them. If I know a Southern rock band, then it has to be pretty well known.
Yeah, there's a few. Leonard Skinner.
Leonard Skinner. That actually sounds familiar, though. I don't quite know what they are. Southern rock, I guess. That's funny. So, is this something to keep our eyes out for? Jake Ballantyne's Southern rock edit.
Maybe.
All right. That's kind of cool. That's pretty hilarious. Actually, I would love to see that. Yeah, I don't know. That's all the questions I had for you, Jake. Thank you for coming over.
Well, thanks for having me, bud.
No worries. It went less long than I was expecting. Actually, I was trying to not have too many questions, and we got through really quickly. But anyway, I would love to say thank you to people. Thank you for coming over.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's really cool. I'm super excited we get to do this. Thank you to Noah. Shout out to Noah. I love you, Noah. Noah is the reason I have Premiere Pro.
Oh, nice.
So I literally wouldn't be able to do this without Noah. So thank you. Thank you to my friend Reinhard, who helped me set up all this stuff. So he helped me do all the lighting, set up the audio equipment. I really appreciate his help. Thank you to my friend Eldrich, who made the beautiful logo and banner I have. And thank you to my friend Sam Mitchell, who made my music. I do have music as well. So I'm very excited. And then the biggest thank you, if I could get a clap for this one, for my mother. Thank you, Mom, my only sponsor. She is actually sponsoring me. Thanks, Mom.
Nice.
We love you, Mom. All right. Thank you so much for watching. And please support your local skate shop. Actually, wait. I guess we should probably plug our social medias. If someone here is listening and is not from Jake, it would be great if they could find you. So how can we find you on social media?
Instagram's my main thing. It's at Jake Ballantyne.
And you have a photography account as well, right?
I don't use it anymore.
No?
I'm just going to post on my main one.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. And well, damn, there's something we could have talked about, but it's too late. We already did the outro. Part 2? No. Well, my social media, if you want to find me, I am Ben Spoons. I post Ben's _spoons. I post when I post these. So if you're curious for more content, give me a follow. Incredible. I think that's it. Thank you. Incredible. Gotta go turn things off.
Well, it worked out pretty good.
It worked out great. It wasn't awkward at all.
Yeah, funny one about Tepe, actually.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's where I lost my drinking virginity.
Really?
Yeah. Was a late boomer to the game, drinking.
How old were you